Hey, I'm here with UFC heavyweight Jake Collier. He is fighting Mo Usman this Saturday at UFC Vegas 79. The big news of the last couple of days in the UFC world has been the merger going through with the UFC and the WWE. Do you have any thoughts on that? Is that going to affect you guys at all as fighters?
I don't think so. I don't think it really have much to do with us. Maybe more publicity about it.
Would you ever consider perhaps post-fighting going into the WWE and hitting people with chairs and stuff?
Absolutely. I grew up watching the WWF, and I would definitely fake fight for good money.
I can see you being like a the Big Show type character.
There we go. I'll do the singlet with the one strap, do the choke slam. I'll have it rolling, man.
So you were supposed to fight Valter Walker, Johnny Walker's brother, making his debut, and then they switched up on you to Mo Usman. Did you have any preference between those two guys?
No, they fight similar. They're big guys. They're gonna try to take me down. I feel like that's what Usman's gonna do too. So similar game plans, just different heights and weight.
Yeah. So what have you done to kind of in training to prepare for a guy that's going to come in with that kind of game plan?
I drove 3 times a week, 2 hours away from my home to go train with some really big 265 guys that are black belts or wrestled in college, D1. I went with a few Mizzou guys, well over 300 pounds, a lot of wrestling with those guys. Just prepared, for the big body. If he can't get me down and try to hold me down, because it seems to be like his favorite position. So just working with those guys, like real big, high level, good guys, and putting in a lot of work with them. It's been grueling.
So you're doing a 4-hour round trip 3 times a week?
I was until the last 4 weeks. 4 weeks we stopped going up there.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what kind of
From
toll?
here, I live in Union, Missouri. I was driving all the way to do what?
So what kind of toll does that take on you? All that commuting in a fight camp?
Oh, it sucked, man. The next day, because we'd always get home late. I'd always get home like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So like my 9 o'clock workout always kind of sucked.
Yeah. So
The
on the
9 a.m. workout in the morning the next day.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah. So
Oh, I
on
was just saying the 9 a.m. workout sucked.
yeah. Sorry, I think the connection's a little weird here. I keep talking over you, so I apologize for that. Yeah, Mo Usman. I don't know if you are aware of this. He's like super popular amongst MMA Twitter. There's like a weird niche of MMA fans on Twitter who just love Mo Usman, like worship him like a god. So have you on your end received any backlash from the Mo Usman fans out there, or have you not noticed much of that?
I had a little bit on the Instagram. His fans aren't as crazy as some of the other guys I've gotten. Some of them get pretty crazy, but for the most part, I haven't had nothing too crazy, nothing like death threats like I've had before. So
Who has had the craziest fans that you've fought?
he don't fight for the UFC no more, but it was Carlos Felipe. Dude, the messages those Brazilians were sending me, like it was pretty bad.
That's fine. So you talk about social media. I go on yours. I see a good amount of car stuff. Uh, do you think you're the handiest car guy in the UFC?
Probably. I'm probably the biggest redneck out of anybody in the UFC. Everything I have, I've pretty much built cars, trailers, you name it. It's how I grew up, man. We grew up with nothing, so we had to make everything we wanted, or needed.
Yeah. What's the coolest thing you've built?
Um, I built a 70 F100. It was my dad's. It's sitting on 40-inch tall tires. It's kind of it's sentimental value. I've had it for like 20 years. I built it from the ground up.
That's badass. So I saw you. One of your tweets was you were showing your son something to do with the truck. How fast of a learner is your son, and how important it is it to you as a dad that he's as handy as you are?
Well, that's one thing I joked around with I have 3 sons. I joked around with them. I said, all of you should be able to pick up 200 pounds off the ground and at least change your own brakes on your car before you move out of this house. So I want them to be very independent. You know, like a man's job is a man's job. I don't know what is with society nowadays, but a man's job is to take care of his family. If the car breaks down, you go fix it. You don't take it to a shop. That's how I was raised. You know, most people, you know, some of the newer stuff it's harder to work on, but you provide for your family. And I want my kids to be able to do that, be real men.
Right. So at what age could you pick up 200 pounds off the ground?
Well, I was a really big kid, so I don't know. I was picking up transmissions and putting them in cars by myself at 13, 14 years old. That was no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. You probably are the handiest guy in the UFC if you were doing that at 13. Well, Jake, I appreciate the time today. I enjoyed talking cars with you. I don't know much about cars, and if you couldn't tell this interview, I'm also not very handy, so I always enjoy talking. This is what a real man looks like. So I like getting that. But I gotta ask before I let you go, what is the prediction for the fight? How's it gonna go down?
I think Usman's gonna he's gonna fade pretty quickly with my pace. I think I'm gonna finish him in the second round by TKO, honestly.
Heard it here first. Second round TKO. All right. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.